Hello guys, and welcome back to another YouTube educational short. So today's one, nice and simple. The question that I ask myself multiple times a day while scrolling through Instagram: where the fuck is your veg? Every day I find myself, the times that I allow myself on Instagram for a little bit of downtime and scrolling time, I find the sea of beige constantly floods people's stories with their bland, boring foods with lack of veg. Why is this? Where has this come from? Why is veg this sort of left out component within a bodybuilder's diet? And the amount of times I call clients out on it, I call people out on it that I know, oh, it's okay, bro, I have super greens, or I have green supplement, or I had them off screen. Come on now. If you had the veg, it would be on the plate with the rest of the food. Why is veg getting left out? Why is this essential part of your nutrient intake being abandoned? Come on now. It plays such an important and relevant role. And I don't think many people realize how much of an importance that it makes, especially for the cohort of bodybuilders. So, Brad, why are you so much of a veg fan? If somebody gave me the option of veg or fruit, I probably would pick veg. Completely besides the point, but I find that the micronutrients, the minerals, the essential kind of micronutrients that you need throughout the space of everything, even like balancing electrolytes throughout the space of a day, is something that plays such a pivotal role, especially for bodybuilders. Now, what is probably the biggest complaint that I get from a client when it comes to feedback is always going to be digestion. I feel bloated, I feel fat, my stomach hurts, I've got IBS, I feel really bloated, the bottom of my stomach is distended, I can't eat. These are all things that can be massively managed through diet and more essentially through micronutrient intake. Where are we going to get those micronutrients from? No, not supplements. No, not greens. VEG. 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 That is where we're going to get it from. So it is probably one of the most, I don't want to say misunderstood, because I don't want to come on here and sound condescending, but it is definitely overlooked. And the people that then do have veg is, yeah, there's levels to veg. Like, this is where I'm going to come on and I'm going to educate you guys. So what I tend to see is either the lack of veg, or I see an abundance of green veg, things like broccolis, cabbages, sprouts, peas, spinach. It's always green. And I'm not sure if this has come from a misconception back in, I can't remember when the study was done, but there was a study done long ago on about spinach. And this is where the Popeye growth conception of spinach came from. It was actually misstudied or measured in the levels of iron that was in spinach. They thought that it had this high, massive potential for muscle growth and protein synthesis, but they actually done the calculation wrong, and it didn't have as much as what they thought in. So that's where that came from. Now, yes, of course, I'm not saying spinach is not healthy. I'm not saying it doesn't have a place. However, if you're just having this constant sea of green veg in your diet, especially when it comes to a prep, you are asking for dietary problems. You are asking for bowel problems. You know, one thing that I see also often within a prep is that I'm struggling to go to the toilet. No wonder, because you're not managing your micronutrients very well. You're not managing your fiber intake well. You know, if you're just eating continuous like green fibrous veg, fiber intake is going to go and be completely off. You are going to feel very fucking bloated. You are going to really struggle to go to the toilet, and you are going to resemble a rabbit and have literally micro nuggets coming out every few days, which does not feel good mentally and physically. So what do we do here? This is something which I find that when a new client starts with me, they're like, hold on a minute, why am I weighing my veg? It's not for calories. That's not the reason we do it. We're doing it for micronutrients. We're doing it for minerals. I want to know exactly how much of each one of those you are utilizing. That's why for me, my FitnessPal probably isn't the most optimal way of tracking calories. I use an app called Chronometer. It will track everything, even your micronutrients. So when it comes to the veg, I want to think about color. I want to think about a completely different array of wide spectrum of colors. I'm thinking yellows, greens, reds, purples, you know, all of these, a massive array of colors, because they're all going to resemble different micronutrients. If we're just having one color, this is probably the easiest way of thinking about it. We are limiting a massive spectrum of other micronutrients. So we want to make sure that the body has as many of these as physically possible to balance health, to balance digestion, to balance bowel movements. You know, I can guarantee, I think the study said that around 80% or 85, it could be more, of people who have IBS problems or IBS symptoms actually don't have it. It's actually dietary induced and can be fixed through diet. So for those who think that they have it, or problematic digestive tracts, irritable bowel syndrome, flatulence, problems with going to the toilet, sort your veg levels out. It's very simple. Now, the most common question I get off the back of this, Brad, what veg do you have? I keep it so simple. I usually buy a big bag of mixed stir-fry mix. Now, you can get this in the frozen section. You can get this in the fresh section. Be careful in the frozen section. If you're looking at Mediterranean mix, sometimes they come with oil and sauces. If you're in prep, be careful. Other than that, it's usually pretty fresh. I usually get then a mix of like broccoli stem, asparagus, tomato, red onion, beetroot, what else do I get? Carrot, bean sprouts. I think that's pretty much it. And what I do is I stick all of that in a wok. I have 1.2 kg of veg a day. I mix it all up, split it between my meals, boom, there you go. A beautiful mix of multiple different arrays of vegetables. It tastes absolutely fucking banging. It fills up your meals as well. And for my bros who are in our off season go, oh man, I don't have room because my calories are so high. Shut up. Shut up. Like, the reason you're probably pushing your calories up so high is because you're probably not absorbing the majority of the nutrients that you're eating. Therefore, you're not seeing the desired result in regards to muscle and weight gain. Your body is literally just in, out, in, out. You know, you need those micronutrients to absorb and to utilize the food that's going in. So for my guys eating 5, 6, 7,000 calories a day, but eating no vegetables, I can guarantee you can grow on less, but you're just not utilizing optimal food choices. Bear that one in mind. Anyway, my G's, that is pretty much it from me. Much love as always. Stay blessed. Eat your veg. And I will see you all soon. Much love.